Chapter 9. The path of the righteous is like the first gleam of dawn, shining ever brighter till the full light of day. The way of the wicked is like deep darkness. They do not know what makes them stumble. Proverbs 4:18 and 19. The bright red orb of the sunrise paints the still ocean water with warm, radiant light. In the distance, I see Cindy and Jean Michel talking at the stern of the sea otter. I'm in the Zodiac, calmly drifting a quarter of a mile away. There's not enough sunlight for filming underwater, so I'm taking advantage of a few peaceful moments alone. It is a good way to start the day. I send up a quiet prayer of thanks to my Maker and ask him to watch out for the safety of our team. Diving with humpback whales can be extremely dangerous. The gigantic bulls are very protective around the cows and calves during the breeding season. Looking toward the island of Maui, I see a couple of joggers on a white sand beach. Ahead of them, two golden retrievers chase each other, barking merrily. The trade winds are blowing lightly from that direction. I can smell the fragrant scent of tropical flowers. Closing my eyes, I lie back onto one of the Zodiac's rubber pontoons and think about the humpback whales. It is amazing that these huge creatures annually migrate from Alaska to Hawaii and back, yet no one knows the underwater path they take. Whale thoughts are such a mystery for us. Their minds are highly intelligent, but we do not know what they think about. We understand very little about their communication, which covers a wide range of complex squeaks, grunts, and bellows. Each of the humpback males from a specific whale herd or pod sings the exact same song. The bulls vocalize to charm and captivate the cows. Whale melodies are mournful songs that dance at each end of the musical scale, beginning with prolonged high-pitched squeaks and squeals that descend into deep rumbling lows. Sometimes the songs echo with a twittering, throat-clearing sound that is like a massive cat purring with the intensity of a foghorn. I hold whale sounds so clearly in my mind that it almost feels as if I'm hearing them singing. Startled, I sit up abruptly. The whale song is real. The Zodiac's rubber pontoon upon my face is lying. He is vibrating softly to the rhythmic sounds of a humpback whale singing nearby. The density of water transmits subsurface sound waves that with a lot more punch than air does. Quickly donning a dive mask, I peer anxiously over the side. Directly beneath the rubber boat, I see the enormous shadow of a bull whale. He is hovering without movement in a head down position. All the Leviathan's dynamic energy concentrates on singing his powerful love song. Grabbing fins and a snorkel, I quickly slip over the side. The water is cool and invigorating, and it resonates with wild music. Taking three quick breaths to clear my lungs of excess carbon dioxide, I then take a final deep inhalation, packing my lungs with oxygen. Jackknifing my body vertically to aid in the descent, I begin swimming silently downward into the deep blue water. Up close, the humpback is colossal. His whale song engulfs me, magically seeming to enfold around my soul. It washes through my body, and I become a part of the bull's music. This is the wonder of the whale harmonics. Their songs are like a physical force. Beneath the sea, Leviathan melodies can be felt as soft, tickling vibrations that play against and inside one's entire torso. The deep notes echo strongly through my lungs and sinuses. The high pitched squeals send long, quivering vibrations along the length of my bones, while the softer gurgles bounce against my skin in a trembling cadence that feels like a body hugging tickle. Swimming in an ocean of sound and rhythmic vibration, I feel as if I am inside a giant cathedral organ. Kicking with long strokes of my fins, I sink deeper. The whale's head down position allows me to approach it unseen. For a moment, I wonder if the whale is bouncing its song off the ocean's bottom to enhance its sound and range. The majestic tail floats 30 feet beneath the shimmering surface. Rays of slanting sunlight filtering down are bent into long waving beams that flicker and sink with the undulating water. The sea's softened light washes across the giant humpback, painting it in the radiant colors of the sunrise. I want to reach out and touch the giant mammal, but I am leery of getting too close. One does not purposefully startle a creature that weighs hundreds of times more than oneself. Swimming just yards away, I wonder what it would feel like to actually touch a singing whale. Would his music reverberate up my arm? Could I actually touch his song? At 60 feet, the humpback becomes aware of my presence. I'm passing the pectoral fin when I see the whale's huge eye rotate in my direction. The pupil is the size of a softball. Seeing my reflection in its shiny dark surface, I marvel at the wild intelligence that is regarding me. Then softly, the whale's song ends on a deep rumbling note. The whale's monstrous tail begins to slowly move. With graceful yet powerful beats of its fluke, the huge leviathan descends into the dark gloom of the deep water. As if in passage with the whale, a cloud passes in front of the sun. In its footsteps walks a long, lingering shadow that casts the depths into a heavy twilight. Suddenly alone, low on breath, I look to the now darkened surface and realize that I am very deep, too deep. The surface is 70 feet away, and panic is knocking at the door. I begin to swim upward urgently, but the world of light seems so far away. Abruptly, from the dim corridors of my memory, stalks another instant of absolute panic. It comes with a chilling feeling that I first remembered, that first remembered moment of waking up inside a federal prison, of passing from the dimness of deep sleep and awakening to the darkness of a jail cell. Initially, in wild panic, I hoped with all my might that it was just a bad dream. Then I realized that my mistakes were real and there was no escape. From the concrete walls and steel bars that would be my reality for 3 long years, swimming vigorously upward, momentarily caught between two worlds, one of shadow and the other of light. I remembered the dark gloom of that prison cell. It was such a lonely place, with little music and no laughter at all. To be in prison is to give up many things. I did not see a sunrise or sunset for almost a year. It was 18 months before I could immerse myself in a pool of water, and showers were only permitted every third day. There were no walks among trees or happy games with friends and family. At first, I was completely lost and alone. Then I realized it didn't have to be that way. At 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 months after my incarceration, I got down on my knees and gave this sinner's life to the Lord. In the darkness of a prison cell, I took my first step back into the light. Adversity introduces a man to himself. Anonymous. Now, as I struggle to reach the ocean's surface, still 20 feet away, I know I will make it. I watch as the cloud's shadow passes from the sun, ascending into dazzling sunlight. I gratefully inhale the fragrant tropical air. For a few seconds I lay on the surface, breathing deeply and basking in the morning sun. What a joy, I think to myself, to be free and so vitally alive. Climbing into the Zodiac, I take off my fins and mask, then look toward the sea otter. The cabin cruiser is getting underway and motoring directly toward a rainbow. I hear the crackle of radio static when then hear Cindy calling me on the walkie-talkie. Where have you been? She asks. Jean Michel wants to find whales. As I reach for the walkie-talkie to answer her, it pleases me greatly that Cindy is here to share my childhood dream of diving with the Cousteau Society. Reaching for the radio, I suddenly feel the rubber pontoon vibrating again. The whale song begins on a high note as I answer Cindy's call. Tell Jean Michel he doesn't have to go far. There's one looking for love right under my rubber boat. Dare to dream. Prepare, wear, share, and repair the dream. Florence Littoral.